Few vehicles are as iconic as the Jeep Wrangler. Over the years, it has retained its unmistakable rugged charm and off-road prowess, while becoming more user-friendly through the integration of modern in-car technology. The Wrangler now offers more flexibility than ever, with two body styles, a wide range of powertrain options, including a plug-in hybrid, and an array of features that allow for endless customization. However, even with all the improvements, it still has some negatives that continue to niggle us. So join us as we take a deep dive into exposing the biggest pros and cons of the 2025 Jeep Wrangler. Before we go on to the negatives, let's take a closer look at what makes the new Jeep Wrangler so great. Number 4. Keeping manuals alive. If you're a manual transmission enthusiast, you'll be glad to hear that now the 6-speed manual transmission comes standard with the V6. If you want to have an automatic, you'll have to choose any of the other 3 engine options. But V6 Auto is no longer a combination you can get. Considering the fact that the trusty V6, that offers 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, is a go-to engine for many Jeep purists, we think offering this engine with the 6-speed is a great move by Jeep. The Wrangler is also one of the rare vehicles you can get in a manual in a higher trim these days. And for manual enthusiasts, this means a lot. Number 3. Best plug-in hybrid off-roader. As manufacturers reveal their cars for the new model year, we can still safely say that the Jeep Wrangler is not only the best, but the only option you can get if you're in the market for a plug-in hybrid off-roader. Yes, for the new model year, Jeep is returning the incredibly popular Wrangler 4xe model with the same powertrain. Like the previous year, the Wrangler 4xe comes with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 coupled to an electric motor. Combined, these two generate 375 horsepower and a whopping 470 pound-feet of torque, which gives the Wrangler the edge on the road. The only Wrangler that accelerates faster than the 4xe is the one with the 392 V8 engine. But of course, the 4xe gets a lot better mileage than that. Talking of mileage, the new Wrangler 4xe still gets over 20 miles of all-electric range when fully charged, perfect for a day of commuting. On level 2 charging, it takes around 2 hours to completely charge the battery. With a regular 120-volt outlet, it still only takes 12 hours to fully charge the Wrangler. So if you're willing to let it charge overnight, you don't need to have a level 2 charger installed at your home. So if you want to conquer the trails in total silence, the Wrangler 4xe will be your best bet. Number 2. V8 makes a comeback. After a great deal of backlash Jeep received when they announced that they would be discontinuing the 6.4-liter V8 Wrangler, Stellantis listened to the fans and offered the 392 in the Wrangler for another year. Only time will tell if they will actually discontinue the 392 in the next model year. And what we do know is we have the 392 for at least another year. This year, the 392 Hemi retains its Wrangler-specific tuning, delivering an impressive 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. What's particularly notable is that 75% of the engine's peak torque is available just off idle, providing the necessary low-end power for tackling tough terrains, like rock crawling and navigating through water as deep as 34 inches. To ensure the engine stays dry, the Hydro Guide air intake system features a tri-level ducting system that diverts up to 15 gallons per minute of water away from the engine's internal components. As for fuel efficiency, the 392 achieves 13 miles per gallon city, 16 miles per gallon highway, and 15 miles per gallon combined, though it does require premium fuel. While these numbers may seem low, especially for daily driving, off-road enthusiasts know that the cost of conquering rugged trails isn't exactly budget-friendly. The 392 not only introduces an exciting V8, but also a lot of off-road upgrades that are essential for conquering the trails. The 392 thrives off-road, where it belongs. Its first contact with the terrain comes through 35-inch BF Goodrich tires, mounted on 17-inch beadlock-capable wheels. The 392 shares Rubicon's hallmark features, including an electronically disconnecting front anti-roll bar. To accommodate the V8 engine, the suspension is lifted 1.5 inches, complemented by a slight body lift. Its off-road prowess is further enhanced by stellar clearance numbers, a 46.7-degree approach angle, 24.5-degree breakover, 39.8-degree departure angle, and 11.1 inches of ground clearance, making it a true powerhouse across rough terrain. Number 1. Updated interior. Maybe slightly disappointing for the purists out there, but even the most basic trim of the new Wrangler will include power windows and locks. Crank windows were a mainstay of the Wrangler, and while we are a bit nostalgic, we can see how they needed to go in this day and age. The Jeep Wrangler features a sleek, low-profile center panel housing the Uconnect 5 infotainment system, which comes with a 12.3-inch backlit touchscreen, perfect for easy visibility, even when driving with the top down. Both wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard, providing seamless connectivity. For added comfort, you can opt for 12-way power-adjustable front seats that have been water-tested and remain fully operational, even when submerged, ideal for the Wrangler's 34-inch water-fording capability. Higher trims benefit from acoustic front glass, thicker carpeting, and additional soundproofing, which noticeably enhances ride quietness. Interior space feels relatively spacious due to the Wrangler's boxy design, but the two-door model sacrifices some rear seat room. We've covered the good stuff, but there are some stuff that we're not a fan of about the new Wrangler. Let's take a closer look at our nitpicks about the Wrangler. Number 3. Still no fully electric Wrangler? Although the hybrid Wrangler is a good step in the right direction, some fans are looking for a completely electric Jeep to conquer the trails in complete silence, especially considering how trucks like Rivian showed how good all-electric off-roaders can be, with an independent motor for each individual wheel in off-road conditions. For the new model year, we still don't have a completely electric option in the lineup, but with the Wrangler 4xe, we at least know that, in the future, making the transition will be easier for the Jeep customers who are already familiar with the hybridized setup. Number 2. Not so great on the road? We all know Jeep prioritizes off-road prowess over on-road handling and comfort. So if you're looking for a comfortable SUV for the family, this vehicle ain't what you're looking for. Despite the Jeep Wrangler's impressive off-road capabilities and improvements in comfort, it still falls short of matching the everyday practicality of a unibody crossover. Its body-on-frame construction, solid axles, and recirculating ball steering lend the Wrangler a rugged, rough-around-the-edges feel, which comes at the cost of on-road refinement. The driving experience on paved road is less polished. The vague steering often requires frequent adjustments, especially on highways, to keep the vehicle steady in its lane. Additionally, the Wrangler does little to enhance daily driving comfort. The flat, firm front seats offer minimal support, making long drives uncomfortable. Coupled with the Wrangler's notorious wind noise and tire roar, extended trips can be a bit fatiguing. These drawbacks highlight the Wrangler's off-road focus at the expense of a more refined, comfortable ride for daily commuting. Number 1. It's a bit pricey as you move up. While the most basic Jeep can seem cheap compared to the competition, we have to keep in mind that the basic trims don't come with essential off-roading features like locking front and rear differentials, and when we get into the trims that have these, the Wrangler gets quite pricey. The most basic Wrangler is the Sport trim with 2 doors, starting at $32,690. Sport trim gets you the 12.3-inch touchscreen, fog lights, tow hooks, skid plates, and as of this year, also power windows and locks. Moving up to Sport S, which starts at $35,659, brings some creature comforts like adaptive cruise, forward collision warning, and a leather steering wheel. Next up, we have Willys, And we start getting some proper off-road upgrades, starting with this trim, as it brings an electronically locking rear differential. It also has LED headlights and 17-inch wheels. Willys will be starting at $40,190. Starting at $47,550, the Rubicon is the proper off-roader version of the Wrangler. It has 4-to-1 low range, front and rear locking diffs, a disconnecting stabilizer bar, and rock rails. If you want a no-frills off-roader, this is a trim to get, in our opinion. If you want a bit of luxury in your off-roader, you're going to have to move up to Rubicon X, starting at $57,500 for the 2-door and as much as $62,000 for a 4-door version. This trim brings a heated steering wheel and front seats, leather upholstery, rear parking sensors, an Alpine audio system, a blind spot warning system, and many more. Now, if you want a V8 Wrangler, you'll be paying a dear price. Not only is it a gas guzzler, but it's also incredibly expensive up front. And sure, enthusiasts will pay this price, but it definitely isn't approachable by your regular customer. With a base price of $102,000, it certainly will burn a hole through your wallet.